We are going to talk about in this video Joe Silva's Me Too moment, because he is the Harvey Weinstein of UFC. Who knew? Who knew? It's the Joe Silva Me Too moment because there is a fighter Me Too movement. Except instead of committing sexual assault, he was committing meanness. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is partially a joke and actually not really. I would say one crime is certainly a lot more egregious than the other, but I would say that the human motivations that live underneath those is not dissimilar at all. And I bet you that you doubt that I'll be able to make a case that Joe Silva is like Harvey Weinstein. Don't ever doubt me. If I say it and it has to do with people, I'm going to deliver, okay? Before I do this, for once, I am going to remember to do this. If you guys consistently watch my stuff, so you can kind of assume that this is probably going to be a pretty good video, do you mind please hitting the like button right now? Like, just do it right now. And if you like the look of my jib, how about you hit the like button and then even subscribe and ring the bell? See, all the good YouTube channels always remember to do this on the front end. I do not. For initial context, where I can even put these two guys in the same conversation before I tie it together in a very insightful way that you guys are going to go, "Pooh." Let's just give some backdrop on this, all right? So there's a new hashtag, Joe Silva Stories. And all these former and even some current fighters are telling stories about Joe Silva interacting with him, right? So Joe Silva was the UFC matchmaker forever, right? Like, he actually was with the UFC before Dana and the Fertittas bought the UFC, and then he became the matchmaker. So he was the one who was literally matching all the different fighters up for who was going to square off forever. And then in the acquisition, he made some serious dough because he had some equity. And when you sell a company for $4 billion, the first person, like the first employee, generally makes a little bit of dough. So he retired. And it sounds like that was a welcome thing among the fighters, because it sounds like he had no respect for anybody. Fuck you, Eddie Alvarez. What does Joe Silva have in common with Harvey Weinstein? Both of them have very undesirable physical appearances, all right? So Joe Silva's 5'4", right? And he's in the fight business, okay? Harvey Weinstein is an overweight, hideous blob, constantly surrounded by beautiful women. While Harvey Weinstein was living in a world where he was like, my goodness, I need more food, more coke, more sex, give it, more money, more. It was perfect. By the way, I have more fake hand tattoos, okay? I have kids. I have 3 daughters. And Daddy, can I put a doobie-doo? I can't say no to girls. I say no to tattoo faces, though. To face tattoos. However those two words are supposed to be structured. But yeah, so Joe Silva is a midget. No, I mean, not a midget. I don't think you're supposed to use that word anymore. A little person in a world full of people who professionally kick the fuck out of people for a living, right? So, you know, Harvey Weinstein constantly looking at girls and he's like, God, I just want to taste that girl. I just want to taste what she's got. And she's like, I wouldn't have sex with that guy if someone put a gun to my head. And he's like, are you sure? Because I'm about to put a proverbial gun to your head. I'm going to trap you in a hotel room. I'm going to make it seem like you're coming up for a business meeting. And then I'm going to basically tell you that all your dreams can come true if you just let me do this real quick. Or if you don't, I'll destroy your dreams. I will crush them in a million pieces, okay? Don't worry, it's only going to take 5 minutes. He literally said that to some girls. Don't ruin your career over 5 minutes. That sleazy, sweaty, disgusting human being said that to a beautiful actress. Don't ruin your career over 5 minutes. It's just that in those 5 minutes, I'm going to just violate you in the most invasive and disgusting way ever, doing something you would never let me do. Like, never. You trapped me in this situation and, you know, or I trapped you in this situation and, you know, now I'm going to take full advantage because I have your career in my hand and I can crush it like a bug. So that's Harvey Weinstein, okay? Now here's Joe Silva. So, you know, kind of base needs of men in general are sex with beautiful women, okay? Like, I've tried to explain this. I probably should do another video about this, actually, because it was very insightful. Now that I have daughters, I realize the reason that there's such a disconnect between how men and women kind of engage on the sex stuff is because men and women experience sex drive very different, right? For men, it literally feels like being hungry for food, okay? Literally, like you see a smoke show girl and she looks like a walking T-bone steak when you're starving. And you're like, oh my God. It literally, and then, at least for me, now I will acknowledge I'm probably, on the higher end of that category. But, I'm like, Jesus, that looks like a T-bone steak I want to eat. Of course, I would never eat it without permission, and I would certainly never trap it in a hotel room and then tell it I'm going to destroy its dreams if it doesn't let me eat it, right? But I would say most people experience it that way. Now, what's another thing, another need that most men feel, or lots of, like the same type of men that would experience that way, right? To feel tough. I can defend my, oh, what's up, man? Oh, you want to get it? What's up? You want to get it on? I can defend myself. What's up? Now, how does that manifest when you're 5'4"? Who are you scaring? Who is looking at you like, wow, that's a guy I need to take seriously? What's the exact opposite of that? That's a guy I'm going to take seriously. So them look at Harvey, they're like, what a sloppy mess. They look at Joe Silva, they're like, I kicked the shit out of that little fucker, right? So you're walking through your whole life that way. It's like, everyone thinks they can beat me up, and they're probably right. And then you're around nothing but professional fighters, and you're like, geez, all these guys could probably beat me in a fight. I need to establish myself. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, pal. And then he's in a position where he's like, I have your career right here. Hey, Eddie Alvarez. Fuck you, pal. You fight like shit. Fuck you. Tim Sylvia, who is fucking 7 foot tall, 5'4" Joe Silva's like, hey, Tim, what a shitty fight. Fuck you. Fuck you, Tim Sylvia. He's literally just saying all these things. Is like, so Harvey Weinstein is leveraging his position to have sex with girls that would never have sex with him. Okay? Never. Joe Silva, all men wanted the feeling of being able to tell people to go fuck themselves, right? So Joe Silva, now that he's got their career in his hand, he takes that from the toughest guys in the world. Hey, so what, you're not going to take the fight? Fucking destroy your world, all right? To destroy your fucking world. Oh, I'm gonna sideline you for 6 months. Yeah, because you didn't do what I wanted you to do, motherfucker. And I'm the sheriff of this motherfucking town. That's an actual line from Harvey Weinstein. But so Joe Silva, he's Harvey Weinstein. I mean, except instead of wanting sex, he wanted to be able to punk people because he's 5'4". So Harvey Weinstein's fat and sloppy, wants to be able to have sex with girls, can't. Joe Silva's 5'4", wants to be able to punk fighters, so he took it in the only way that he knew how, because there's no way he's ever going to win in a fight. No one's ever going to be scared of him in a fight. So he's positioned where he can do it, and so that's what instead of being cool in his position, he decided to leverage that position to punk everyone. Punk them in the way where they can't beat him up. So I'll give you an example of how that kind of manifests, right? Let's say that I went and visited American Top Team, right? I am under no misunderstanding that everyone in that building would win in a fight against me. All the dudes there that are training at American Top Team, I have no chance in a fight, right? But if we go out in public and we're all hanging out, or even there, okay? As a matter of fact, better example. There, at American Top Team, I'm not sitting there, feeling like Joe Silva, where I'm like, geez, there's no one here I can beat up, so I need to establish myself and tell them, fuck you, okay? If I was in charge of their career, I would treat them very respectfully. There's a dividing line in the world, which is tough, able to take care of yourself, able to defend yourself, not, okay? So just because these guys would win in a fight, I'm still on the same side of the fence as them, right? I don't walk around my world nervous about people. Anybody who wants to get down, they're gonna have a real tough time, right? There's no easy getting over on me or people like me, okay? I don't need to be American Top Team for you to know that you're gonna have to work at it, at least. That's all I need. I don't need to go around punking the world. I can be nice to everybody because I'm on that side of the fence. Now, if you're on this side of the fence and there's literally nothing you can do to get on that side of the fence. You're 5'4". You are a tiny, tiny human. That sucks. So, he took it the only way he knew how. He's in charge, so fuck you, pal. Fuck you. So I think it's actually kind of funny. But so I did a little background on Joe Silva. Let me see what his background is, right? Turns out that he has a very interesting history with UFC. So with the original guys who own the UFC, he ended up calling in to their hotline, and he was such a huge fan of the UFC, and the owner of the UFC couldn't believe that there was any fan that understood the sport as well as him that early on. And so they kept trying to get him to come out to shows, and eventually they convinced him to come to a show. He ended up working for the company, and then when the Fertittas took it over, this is when Dana was still managing Tito. Dana asked Tito, he's like, who do you think I should make the matchmaker? And he's like, make it Joe Silva. And it was just hilarious because Tito was used to everybody kissing his ass, and Joe Silva was like the only one that wouldn't kiss his ass. And so he had like Tito was like, I have so much respect for that guy. Like, I have so much respect for him because he doesn't kiss, like he's not nice to me. He's the only one that's not nice to me. Everyone else kisses my ass. So like, I have so much respect for Joe Silva. Like, you should make it Joe Silva. Maybe then he'll like me. Maybe. The coolest thing I learned about Joe Silva in terms of the strategy, when they bought WEC, they really bought WEC because of their TV contract with Versus, because it was all about getting it on TV. And Versus had that contract with WEC, so they wanted that contract as much as anything else. And so it was Joe Silva's idea to have it, instead of like have it be like a B league, they focus on the lighter weights, right? Like the guys that are 145 pounds, 145, 135. Yeah, because like the only overlapping weight class was 155 pounds in WEC. But yeah, I thought that was a really smart strategic play that Joe Silva came up with. Very, very smart. So from there, I guess that's pretty much what I've got on Joe Silva. Harvey Weinstein of UFC.